Hi, we are at Diet 34. I'm Lisa Kirby from Newport, Rhode Island.
And I'm Megan Ziegler from Los Angeles, California.
Okay. And there's
And
two
we're
parts
going to
to that, I
tell you a
think.
little
One
bit
is
about our
that it's
project.
a great way to learn
Yes,
all the
we
common
came
core
up with a
stuff.
project
Secondly,
about
it's
graffiti
lifelong
and
skill
art and
of
public
being
images.
a learner
And it's to meet Common Core needs for language arts and writing, but also for social studies and learning to think like a social scientist. Students will go into their neighborhood and photograph their local murals and graffiti, and then they will analyze that and tackle the issue of whether or not that is art or if it's vandalism.
Okay, now we'll talk a little bit about the creative process. We first collaborated, and then we created the flower model for planning. And after we made our plans, we reviewed and decided what material that we wanted to incorporate into the project. We used various videos and articles. Once we did that, we decided which cool tools we wanted to implement that would be most beneficial for what we were doing and for student learning. And finally, we created.
Yes. To add on to that, a great part of what I learned about myself is how much I benefited from listening to Lisa and learning about what she thought would be best for the project. Working alone is really, really difficult, and it's wonderful to have somebody that you respect, who you know is on the same page that you are digitally, and also in terms of bringing this kind of knowledge to your students and being creative in the classroom. So I wanted to thank you. I really do, because I felt kind of alone before coming to this conference and doing this. So what I learned about myself is that in certain ways I get very frustrated with technology, and I don't think that I can do it, but then I often persevere. So just to keep at it. Don't give up on the process or yourself while you're in the middle of it, because you have a lot of fantastic ideas as a teacher, and it's actually there's a ton of tools out there to help you bring them to a digital type presentation. It's not that my pedagogy and the way that I teach in terms of the content that I want my students to have is changing as much as some of the way that I present and some of my expectations for them in terms of product that I want back from them has definitely evolved.
Okay. And what I've learned is I love collaborating. I find it very inspirational in my school, in my classroom. I'm usually mostly by myself because I'm really the only teacher that really tries to bring in technology. So to be with this group of people, it's been totally amazing. I'm learning so much, but also my focus is becoming more defined, where I'm realizing that I don't want to just grab a tool just to grab a tool, but
Right.
it has to serve a purpose, enhance student learning. It has to be, I have to be mindful of what I use. And I really
Right.
enjoyed working with Megan. Like she said, I loved talking with her. I loved what she's going to be doing in her classroom with this project. I was glad to help out with it. Although
Huge help.
I might not be using the whole unit, I can see where I can pull pieces. I can see the technology, the way I can use it in my classroom. So it's really been great.
It's been fun. Exactly. So I'm looking forward to going back to California and starting this off. This is a year-long project, so there will be two major writing deliverables. One is due right around Thanksgiving, and then the other one will be due in the spring, in April. One has a focus on analyzing visual text instead of literary text, and the other has a focus on argumentative writing. So it should be pretty exciting. I'll be working with sixth graders, and I know that they will have a blast doing this. It's their hood, and everybody likes to represent their hood. So, and I'm excited to see what ways you are able to incorporate it. I know that you were thinking about doing something with a particular novel, using some of these tools. You want to talk a little bit about that?
Where I can see where I'm going to be using this is, and it kind of ties into California, because we do an author study with Gary Soto, and I read Buried Onions, which takes place in a barrio in Fresno. So, it talks a lot about, the graffiti he sees and the gangs. So I could actually bring some of this in to make it real life for my students, to show them what it's like. So.
Exactly. We should talk about doing some kind of a video conference of your kids and my kids, because some of my kids might actually have something that they could collaborate and share with your kids. But now I'm totally riffing in a whole other direction that we're not supposed to go on this thing. So, but that's sort of the point of the whole institute, is that you think up ideas and you have people that you can share them with, and that help you not just go crazy with the idea, but frame it in a actual achievable manner. So it's been fun.
It's been fun.
Awesome.